Hi, it's Shelly, and welcome to my channel. What are we doing today? How is everybody doing? I know, long time no post. I honestly don't know where the time goes. It's almost the middle of March already. In today's video, I'm going to talk a little bit about the challenges that I face spending 6 months in Mexico as a snowbird, as well as the usual kind of daily life stuff. Now, before I get started, I want to say that these challenges are very personal to me. You or other people may not face the same challenges, or maybe don't even consider these things to be challenges, but these are just very personal. And a second thing I want to say is that none of these challenges are meant as to be disrespectful to Mexico. I love it here, and I honestly feel really blessed that I'm able to spend 6 months here every year. So we're also going to talk a little bit, daily life, what I've been up to since the new year, and what I'm going to be doing. I am very excited. I have a little project that I'm working on that I will share with you later on in the video, and I'm very excited about it. So living daily snowbird life along with its challenges in Puerto Morelos, Mexico, it's what we're doing today. The beach. I love it. And I try to get down to enjoy it at least once a week. It's been very busy. And today we're going to be entertained with some live music. I love hanging with friends, both old and new, and what better way than hanging at the beach? I know, with this view, it's hard to believe I would have any issues to deal with here. I've had visits from a friend from home and from my son who just left to go home. Well, these visits are amazing and I absolutely love them. They remind me of how much I miss everyone back home. It's hard to leave your friends and family for 6 months at a time. A couple of my dearest friends celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary in December, and I missed sharing that special moment with them. While I realize I can't have it all, I really do miss my peeps back home while I'm here. Luckily, there's the internet, so we can keep in touch on a very regular basis. Oh, did you hear that Mariachis has moved? They're on Zatina Gasca now, just south of the Barracuda mural. Still serving the same amazing tacos, gringas, tortas. I'm so happy now they're in my neighborhood. Okay, so the next challenge that I have is that the hot water is a bit unreliable here. I have climatized to showering in extremely hot, then extremely cold water, both experienced in the same 5-minute shower. My system is an on-demand one, and I think there isn't quite enough pressure in the house to run it properly. Now, I know that this is a bit of a first world country problem, but I'm really looking forward to a long hot shower when I go home in April. My next challenge is that sometimes it's hard to get the things you're used to in your own country, or sometimes you just can't get them at all. Now, having said that, there are lots of things here that I love that I can't get back home, so it's a bit of a two-way street. Having been here for 3 years now, I've learned there are certain things I have to bring with me if I want them, and some things I have to do without until I get home. My next challenge, which is kind of along the same lines, is that I don't have access to a vehicle while I'm here. Possibly, if I had my own transportation, I'd be able to easier go into Playa del Carmen or Cancun, and I'd be able to go to the bigger stores that might carry some of the things that I can't get here in Puerto. Not having a vehicle also means that you have to plan a little bit more if you want to go anywhere. I walk a lot and I take collectivos, but any trips are going to take longer to do because I can't just jump in my car and go. I want to take a little break from the challenges here and talk a bit about my experience with the dentist. I was looking for a dentist here and odontologia was recommended to me, so I thought I would check it out. Now, I must admit that it's been many, many years since I've been to a dentist in Canada because I never had dental coverage through my employment and it is ridiculously expensive at home. Also, I have a real fear of the dentist, but my friend went and her experience was wonderful, so I went ahead and booked an appointment. The consultation was free, and he provided me with a written quote and suggested plan of action. A deep cleaning was the first step at $9.50 Mexican pesos, which is 56 US dollars, 76 Canadian. I was in the chair for over 2 hours. It was a real deep cleaning, and I figured the price would go up given the amount of time it took. But nope, he stuck to the quote exactly. Next up was an extraction. I had a bad tooth in the back of my mouth that was loose and had been bothering me for a long time. Again, the quote was 950 Mexican pesos, and so I booked the date. The dentist made sure I was comfortable and I didn't feel a thing during the extraction. I was terrified, but he was gentle and professional and got the job done completely pain-free. I didn't have any pain at all when the freezing came out, and they messaged me the next morning to make sure I wasn't having any issues. Next up is another free consultation to see what else needs to be done. I'm currently waiting for my mouth to heal some more to make that appointment. I highly recommend this dental office if you're looking for that service while you're in Puerto Morelos. They are located in the Chedraui Plaza, and I have included here their price list and contact information. My friend and I tried out this little restaurant beside the fruteria on Zatinagasca, and it rained. Boy, did it rain. Great little spot, very local, no menu, very little English, delicious food. And this leads into another challenge, and that is the language barrier. Now I'm learning, and I'm a lot better than I used to be, but I'm not fluent by any means, and this can lead to some frustration. Also, many of the cultural events are in Spanish, so I really don't get as much out of them as I would like to. Now, I realize this is on me. I'm in a country where Spanish is spoken, and if I don't understand, it's my problem. But honestly, learning a new language is very difficult, and I feel like I miss a lot because of the language barrier. This leads us into another challenge, and that is cultural differences. When you're new to a country, it's difficult to know everything there is to know about the culture, and sometimes this can lead to some frustration. For example, Mexico time is a real, and if you don't bring your patients with you, you will be very unhappy. There are many cultural differences you will run across here, and the best thing to do is just be completely respectful and try to go with the flow as much as possible. Speaking of culture, why not enjoy Carla's cooking class at El Pirata on Saturdays at 4 o'clock? This is a fun and delicious way to learn how to make paella. Now, this isn't necessarily a Mexican dish, but Carla puts her amazing culinary touches to this dish, and you are entertained, you participate, and then enjoy the amazing, delicious results of her efforts. Cost was 300 pesos, about $18 US, 25 Canadian, and includes the class, a glass of sangria, a serving of the delicious paella, and a very entertaining meal with some fellow visitors. Excellent. The next challenge I want to talk about is when my bank or my government wants to do a two-step verification by texting me a verification code or something to my cell phone. I shut my cell phone off and my Canadian cell phone off when I come to Mexico, and therefore I cannot receive texts, and that sometimes can be an issue for me. When I get back home this summer, I'm going to really look for a solution to this problem. I know that Americans have it a lot easier to get cell phone plans that include Mexico, but as Canadians, we're a little bit behind on that. But there are some new technologies coming out, and I'm hoping to get this challenge resolved by the time I get back to Mexico in the fall. Okay, back to daily life. If you go to the Tianguis or flea market on Sundays up here in La Colonia, be sure to check out this awesome food stand serving gorditas. So yummy, and we got a little entertainment too. Make sure you drop them a little tip if you enjoy the music. Okay, it's party time at my house. My friend Patty is celebrating a birthday, so it's time for a Mexican barbecue. Lots of fun and Spanglish. Everybody pitched in for the preparation. So much amazing and delicious food, and there was tons of it. Marcella made an amazing caramel cheesecake. Yum, yum. And so much fun. And they all sang Happy Birthday song, which is much longer than ours. Lots of laughs, great food, great friends. It was carnival time here a few weeks back, and although I didn't go to the late night stuff, I did enjoy the parade along Zatina Gasca. So colorful and beautiful. While you watch the parade here, I'll talk about another challenge I have, and that is the heat. Although it's been a wonderful season weather-wise, spring is almost here and it's starting to heat up. So what does this mean? Well, if I'm going to walk anywhere, it has to be early because by mid-morning, it's pretty unbearable to spend any length of time out in the heat. Penny struggles with her walks and doesn't want to go as far when it's so hot. I end up spending a lot of time indoors when it's this hot too. More trips to the beach are in order, I guess. Since I'm soon going to be getting ready to head back home to Canada for the summer, another challenge I face is packing up and storing all my stuff that I have here. I've accumulated a lot of things since I started coming down in the winter, and since I just rent for 6 months, that means I have to arrange somewhere for my things while I'm gone. While I don't have to move furniture or anything, I still have to pack up my house every spring. This year, I will probably rent a storage unit in Cancun as there isn't one here in Porto. I'll need to find someone to move me as well as someone to bring me back when I return in the fall. I've secured the same rental place for the next year, so that's looked after and that's always a relief. But I still got to deal with my stuff. Same issue every year and not something I look forward to. Next up, I made a delicious Mediterranean/Mexican salad with chickpeas, avocados, and sun-dried tomatoes. If you want to see my cooking video on making the salad, please join my Facebook group. The link is in the description below, and I will post the recipe video there. Okay, the next challenge I have here in Mexico is the uncomfortable furniture. These built-in units are great, but honestly, they are not comfortable at all, and I do struggle with that a bit. I bought a couple of these chairs that are pretty good, but I do miss my recliner back home in Canada. So the final thing that I find is a challenge here in Mexico is the lack of a green area at my house. I have great closed-in back and front areas here, but they are concrete stones and my walled view can feel a bit claustrophobic after a while. I am so spoiled by being surrounded by nature back home in Canada, and I do miss that. Penny and I do have green areas close by here that we can go for walks while we're here, so it's not too bad. I guess I'm just a country girl at heart, and I do struggle a bit with the city living. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope you didn't find it too negative. I honestly, it is nothing against Mexico at all. These are just a few challenges that I face. Moving to a new country is always going to have challenges and adjustments that you have to make, and I just wanted to make you aware that they are there. Okay, now the exciting project I am working on, that I talked about at the beginning of the video, I was going to share with you. I'm putting together a bit of a guide for people visiting or moving to Puerto Morelos. You'll be able to find a lot of information on Puerto and all in one spot. I'll cover things like transportation, banking and money, services available, and those kinds of things that airport transportation, those kinds of things that people are always asking questions about. So the guide is going to be a downloadable document, and then you can refer to it anytime you have questions, and it'll be right at your fingertips if you download it to your phone. So I'm really looking forward to this project, and it's going to be a kind of a spring and summer to-do thing for me, and it will hopefully be ready by the fall when everybody's starting to make their plans and getting ready to come back down or to move here or to visit for the winter. Let me know in the comments if there's anything that you might want me to include in such a guide. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.